The most dangerous lie you believe about your life is that you're behind. Not because it's true, but because it feels true. It shows up quietly when you're scrolling and someone your age is already successful or settled or certain, and you're still figuring things out. No clear direction, no visible progress, just a constant feeling that you missed something, like life is moving and you're standing still. But here's what most people don't realize. That feeling, it didn't come from your life. It came from comparison. Because your brain was never built to process this many timelines at once. There was a time when you compared yourself to a small circle. Now, you're comparing your reality to hundreds of different paths every day. Different resources, different starting points, but your brain doesn't adjust. It simplifies everything into one thought. I'm behind, even when the comparison makes no sense. Think about it like this. Two people, same age. One had support, guidance, connections. The other had confusion, pressure, no roadmap. If they end up in different places, is that really a fair comparison? Or just a misleading one? But your mind doesn't ask that. It just absorbs outcomes and turns them into pressure. And over time, that pressure becomes internal. You start measuring your worth based on how fast your life is moving. And suddenly, everything feels urgent. Every decision feels like it has to be right. Because now you're not just living, you're trying to catch up. And that changes how you choose. You don't choose what feels right. You choose what feels fast. What looks like progress. What looks impressive from the outside, even if it doesn't align with you. And that's where people lose years. Not because they're lazy, but because they're moving under the wrong pressure. Now here's something important. Sometimes the people who feel most behind are the ones who hesitate more, not because they're incapable, but because they see too many variables. They think about consequences. They question choices. They try to avoid mistakes. And it sounds smart until it slows everything down. You know that feeling when you've rewritten your plan 5 times and still haven't started? That's not lack of ability, that's overprocessing. And overprocessing slows action. So you wait, you rethink, you adjust. Meanwhile, someone else moves faster, not because they're better, but because they're less conflicted. And from the outside, it creates a dangerous illusion. That speed equals clarity. That fast progress equals the right path. But that's not always true. Some people move fast and realize later they built the wrong life. So the question is, are you actually behind? Or just comparing your life to people on completely different paths? So the next time you feel behind, pause for a second and ask yourself, if nobody else's life was visible to me right now, would I still feel late? Because if the answer is no, then the problem isn't your timing. It's your reference point. And that can be changed. You don't need to speed up your life. You need to stop measuring it against timelines that were never yours. Because not all progress is loud. Not all growth is visible. And not all delays are failures. Some are corrections. Some are protection. So maybe you're not behind. Maybe you're just not rushing into something that doesn't fit. And that doesn't make you late. It makes you careful. But remember this. Carefulness without action still leads to regret. So don't just understand this. Use it. Pick one direction. Not the perfect one. Just one that makes sense right now. And move, slow if you have to. But move without constantly looking sideways. And if this hit different, save it. Not for me. For the next time that voice comes back, telling you you're late. Because you're not behind. You're just measuring your life with the wrong scale.